President Trump also announced a new trade deal with the UK that will reopen British markets for American companies. All that Britain demands in return is that we keep these two.
This is what happens when you bring the first black woman into the royal family. She looked at Harry and she's like, you need to get a job.
Yet. My business hasn't gotten traction. Yet. No one's picked up my book proposal. Yet.
Yes.
I haven't found my soulmate. Yet. Everything is yet.
The power.
Yeah, they were very worried about their safety, which I get that aspect of things. After 6 episodes, I wanted to attack them.
Markle, and I love it because I love more of these networks and comedy shows calling out Meghan for the B word that she is, because I genuinely believe this. Sweet. I love it. I love it. Now, yeah, because that's what she does. She's been giving the middle finger to the royal family forever. And to see Saturday Night Live, NBC, just calling it for what it is. I love it.
Just like her Netflix show, just like her first podcast with Spotify, just like her most recent podcast utterly backfired. Here's a headline about that. We haven't talked about this on the show, but she started a new podcast called Confessions of a Female Founder.
I don't think anyone in the world knows that Meghan Markle has eaten Jack in the Box and loves it.
It's so funny, too, that you keep saying Meghan Markle. You know I'm Sussex now.
In the glitzy world of royalty and celebrity, few couples have commanded attention like Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. But with fame comes scrutiny. And lately, the tides have turned. Once hailed as brave truth-tellers breaking away from royal shackles, the Sussexes are now being savaged by comedians, mocked by cartoonists, and questioned by the public.
You see, my wife and I are totally like, you should write a book because your family's like stupid, and then so are like journalists. So you hate journalists. That's right. And now you wrote a book that reports on the lives of the royal family. Right. So you're a journalist. We just want to be normal people. All this attention is so hard. Isn't it true, sir, that your questionable wife has her own TV show and hangs out with celebrities and does fashion magazines? What are you suggesting? Well, I just think some people might say that your Instagram-loving wife actually doesn't want her privacy. How dare you, sir? My Instagram-loving wife has always wanted her privacy. And you know what else? To hell with Canada. We are leaving. We'll go find some quiet place where we can be normal people. Come on, wife. We want privacy!
It all reached a fever pitch when Colin Jost of Saturday Night Live took a direct shot at them on live television. What followed wasn't just a joke, it was a cultural turning point. In this video, we break down how a single SNL monologue unraveled the Sussex brand, triggered an avalanche of ridicule across Hollywood, and revealed a deeper truth hiding behind the glamour. Buckle up, because this isn't just comedy. This is the slow, public dismantling of a carefully crafted image. It started as just another segment on SNL's Weekend Update, but Colin Jost's jab about a new trade deal, where Britain demands we keep these two, hit harder than anyone expected.
President Trump also announced a new trade deal with the UK that will reopen British markets for American companies. All that Britain demands in return is that we keep these two.
No, I refuse. I'm sick of it. No, I don't want them. No, I don't want them. It's just, they are so ridiculed all over.
The live audience erupted, not just laughing at the joke, but affirming a broader public sentiment. It was the first time Meghan and Harry were roasted not as controversial figures, but as punchlines. What stung the most wasn't the humor. It was the implication that they were now disposable. For years, they had managed to control their narrative, but this joke didn't just challenge that, it shattered it. And once SNL turned its lens on them, others followed. Jost's tone wasn't bitter or angry, it was exasperated, as if to say, we've had enough. And judging by the crowd's response, the rest of America agreed. Jost didn't stop at the trade deal joke. He escalated things by comparing Prince Harry to Elon Musk. If Musk building rockets and then wasting time on Twitter was ridiculous, then Harry giving up royalty for an actress from Suits was even worse.
Elon built electric cars, he's going to Mars. Why is he even involving himself with Twitter? It would be like if the Prince of England gave it all up just to marry an actor from Suits.
The implication was clear. Harry's decision to leave royal life wasn't just bold, it was dumb. That comparison, pitting visionary innovation against tabloid romance, positioned Meghan as a downgrade and Harry as reckless. It was a brutal reframing of what had once been called a fairy tale.
Markle, and I love it because I love more of these networks and comedy shows calling out Meghan for the B word that she is, because I genuinely believe this sweet. I love it. I love it. Now, yeah, because that's what she does. She's been giving the middle finger to the royal family forever. And to see Saturday Night Live, NBC, just calling it for what it is, I love it.
No longer was Harry the brave prince choosing love over duty. Now he was the guy who fumbled generational privilege for Instagram photos and Netflix documentaries. In comedy, timing is everything. And Jost's timing delivered a cultural gut punch.
Earlier today, Suits actress Meghan Markle married some unemployed dude who still lives with his grandma.
Saturday Night Live had planted these seeds years ago. When Harry and Meghan married, Michael Chi joked Meghan tied the knot with an unemployed dude living with his grandma. That joke, once brushed off as playful, has become prophetic. The couple's transition into Hollywood hasn't been seamless. It's been baffling. Meghan's comeback in a Suits spin-off was mocked again, the plot involving her juggling law with caring for an unemployed immigrant.
It will focus on Meghan Markle's character's struggle to balance her legal career while also caring for an unemployed immigrant.
The idea that Harry, once a royal, is now a financially dependent husband has taken root. And when that image sticks, it's hard to shake. The unemployed royal has become a meme, and memes have power, especially when they're wrapped in laughter. At the Golden Globes, Joe Coy delivered a line that rocked Hollywood. Harry and Meghan still get paid millions for doing absolutely nothing.
Turns out Prince Harry and Meghan Markle will still get paid millions of dollars for doing absolutely nothing.
The room, packed with industry titans, laughed hard. That moment crystallized what many were thinking. The Sussexes had cashed in on their titles without producing meaningful content. Netflix deals, book tours, podcast promises, none of it had lived up to the hype. What should have been a success story became a cautionary tale.
That's fine, I'll go it alone. Just like Meghan Markle and Prince Harry.
Sir, your millions from Netflix for no one knows what.
Put it with the rest of them.
Babe, time to do our daily $250,000 sponsored Instagram post for Del Taco.
I shouldn't have left the made-up nonsense.
And the joke hit differently because it was delivered in front of people who hustle to keep their careers alive. When your peers laugh at you, not with you, you've lost the room. And when you've lost Hollywood, it's only a matter of time before you lose the public. Jimmy Kimmel and others took aim at the Sussexes' reason for leaving the UK: racism. Kimmel mocked their logic, saying things must have been really bad if they came to America to escape racism.
Racism was a big part of their decision to leave, which you know things are bad at Buckingham Palace if they came to America to get away from racism.
His jokes, cloaked in humor, exposed a contradiction. Fleeing one racially problematic system for another doesn't make sense unless the intent isn't really escape, but attention. Kimmel doubled down by mocking the royal family's concern over the baby's skin tone. The punchline? Even black families joke about how brown a baby will be.
They should hope that the kid looks more like Meghan than Harry. No offense, but Harry kind of looks like the guy who played Screech, may he rest in peace.
Chris Rock echoed this sentiment later, saying it's not racism, it's curiosity. That shift, from viewing Meghan and Harry as victims to privileged opportunists, was now complete.
The royal family! They're the original racists!
Stephen Colbert roasted their nicknames M and H, calling it a mystery for the ages.
Meghan Markle has finally revealed why she and Prince Harry call each other M and H.
And he'll say M and you'll say H and your friends say M and it just is a thing.
It's a thing.
And do you both love it?
Yes, and I like nicknames a lot.
What could it be? A mystery for the ages.
Jimmy Fallon mocked Meghan's cooking show, pointing out she just repackaged store-bought snacks.
Why does Meghan Markle make her own pretzel bags?
They don't know why.
That's interesting. She takes it from one bag and puts it in another bag.
There's another bag.
That confuses people.
James Corden joked she ruined his yoga studio by making it trendy.
Meghan Markle has ruined your workout regime. Is this true? If so,
Yes, she has. She went to a yoga place, which is my yoga place. But now that she went there, everyone's going to want to go there.
These weren't savage takedowns, but they were death by 1,000 cuts. The couple's attempt to rebrand into Hollywood influencers became a running gag. What should have elevated their profile made them seem out of touch and self-important. Even their nicknames sounded like corporate branding, not affection. The mystique was gone. All that remained was confusion. and mockery. Ricky Gervais ridiculed royal entitlement.
Once at a gig, the back was Harry and William, Madonna and Paul McCartney. Not one of them paid.
John Mulaney mocked Harry for abandoning a 94-year-old grandma.
You dumb ginger. You leave your title because you don't like your 94-year-old grandma? That's the definition of something you wait out.
And Tim Dillon unleashed fury, calling Meghan the ultimate annoying white woman.
If you came up with the picture of an annoying, insufferable white woman, it would be Meghan Markle, even though she's not white.
Despite her biracial identity, his point, she wasn't being criticized for her race, but for her actions. Dillon painted her as ignorant and insincere, claiming her brand was jam and honey for the peasants.
You'd be stunned at how dumb she was. Not because she's black, because she's an actress who was on the show.
His rage was theatrical, but his words reflected a deeper public exhaustion. The Sussexes' contradictions had turned them into parody, especially in the world of stand-up, where no topic is off limits and no amount of status protects you from ridicule. Chris Rock delivered a nuanced but brutal critique. He first agreed that the royal family was historically racist, calling them the original racists. But then he flipped the script. He claimed Meghan's complaint about the baby's skin tone wasn't racist at all, because even black people ask that question. It was a gut punch that invalidated one of the core pillars of the Sussexes' story. Coming from anyone else, it might be controversial. Coming from Rock, it became gospel. The punchline landed, not because it was funny, but because it reframed the entire narrative as overblown and out of touch.
Hey.
Did you know it's cold in there?
Yeah.
Must be an American thing.
It's not.
When South Park aired the worldwide privacy tour, the gloves came off. It mocked Harry's book, Meghan's fame hunger, and their shared hypocrisy. One iconic scene showed them yelling for privacy through megaphones while flying around on a private jet.
We want privacy! We want privacy! Thanks for having us on the show. It's so awesome to be here. It's great. So let me start with you, Sam. You've lived a life with the royal family, you've had everything handed to you, but you say your life has been hard, and now you've written all about it in your new book, When.
It was scathing. The characters didn't need names. It was obvious who they represented. And when the couple finally found peace in a quiet town, they hated it.
Look at this town. There's just something about it. Oh, darling, I think this might be the place. You really think so? It's so quiet and empty here. If we moved here, then people would think we're really serious about wanting to be normal. It does seem perfect, doesn't it? We can have a fresh start here. Lead a normal life and have babies. Can we? Can we really move here and finally have our own privacy? My love, I will do anything for your privacy.
Because it wasn't privacy they were after. It was relevance. The message hit like a sledgehammer. South Park didn't just lampoon them. It offered a cultural verdict. You can't demand anonymity while selling your life for content. At the end of it all was the most telling moment. Not a joke, but an awkward live interview. On The Late Show, Stephen Colbert offered Harry a profound quote.
That's the part. That's the part we're editing out of this interview. Boy, right there. All right.
Very similar to this experience.
Let us end the debate about what makes a good man and be one. Harry's response? Good knowledge. He missed the message entirely. Moments later, his passive-aggressive body language showed real frustration, as if the facade was cracking. That awkward clip wasn't comedy, it was reality. And it proved the comedians weren't inventing their critiques. They were responding to what the couple themselves had become, symbols of contradiction, confusion, and unearned grievance.
It seriously is driving me crazy. I'm sick of hearing about them, but I can't get away from them. They're everywhere, in my face.
Look, Kyle, we just kind of don't care about some dumb prince and his stupid wife.
So here we are. After jokes, jabs, and cartoon caricatures, the final act of the Sussex saga seems less like a royal romance and more like a comedy of errors. Colin Jost didn't create the backlash. He just put a spotlight on it. And what followed was a cultural reckoning. The laughter wasn't just noise, it was a message. A once sympathetic couple had become symbols of contradiction and entitlement. They tried to navigate two worlds, royalty and celebrity, but ended up belonging to neither. The court of public opinion doesn't rely on titles or PR. It responds to authenticity. And when that vanishes, the fall is swift. The real question now isn't whether the world finds them funny. It's whether they can ever be taken seriously again. Because in the age of memes and monologues, the punchline can last longer than the legacy.